From News Channel 8, this is Federal News Tonight.
Well, it's a situation some lawmakers call a security threat against us all. Smuggled cell phones in the hands of prisoners behind bars. Well, now Congress is taking action. And joining me now here in the studio live is Ozzie Diaz, CEO of AirPatrol Corporation, a company that helps protect the wireless networks of government agencies, banks, hospitals, and others. Ozzie, great to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
So first and foremost, the Senate has passed legislation that would jam cell phone signals from inside prisons using some type of technology that probably is out there and available, but how easy is it to do? It sounds like something that would be complicated.
It's not at all easy to do. It's easy to jam the signal, but it's not easy to control the jamming and interrupting signal, and that's the core problem, that there are going to be ramifications to jamming authorized signals and potentially public safety communications as well.
And there's also a concern about if you happen to live near a prison where the cell phone signals were being jammed, that you could actually be affected.
Absolutely. There's no way to control the jammers from the perspective of the radio frequency communications. They're going to leak through walls. They're going to go through windows. The same way our cell phones have coverage inside a building, well, those will spew outside of the buildings as well.
Cell phones have been with us for a while now, and most prisons actually have banned them, but apparently they're still smuggled in. So why is this just now becoming an issue and coming to the public's attention?
So this year, some of the analysts have projected anywhere from 1.2 to 1.4 billion new cell phones coming into the worldwide market. They're not just available to authorized people and people who want to communicate for good reasons. They're available also to the families of these inmates or to the evildoers of these gangs.
Senator Kay Bailey Hutchinson of Texas talked about this, saying essentially that her concern was that the phones were being smuggled in and this was allowing the criminals inside prison to coordinate criminal activity on the outside.
That's true.
Is that a valid concern?
Those are one of the major concerns with having sentenced inmates being able to communicate with people outside the confines of the correctional facility. Absolutely.
Now, what about prisoners who say, and we read this in a San Francisco Bay Guardian blog written by someone, I guess, who is in prison, who said that most prisoners just want the cell phones to talk with their families, that the once-a-month public phone call that they get isn't nearly enough, and that most people aren't trying to do the wrong thing, that they're trying to just stay in touch. How do you respond to that kind of concern? Is that valid, or is that just someone on the inside making an argument so they can have a cell phone?
It may be valid, but the law is pretty black and white, and there's no way to discriminate the many shades of gray that the inmates will try to portray. Bottom line, they are not allowed to have communications that are not able to be monitored with having communications outside of the four walls of the correctional institution. And so no cell phones.
And there's no way to monitor a cell phone conversation, right?
Or is there? There are ways, but it's extremely cumbersome, very process intensive, and it's not something that the correctional facility people want to get into the business of having to invoke these processes whenever they need to.
All right. Ozzie Diaz, thank you so much for coming in. It's a fascinating topic. So glad to talk to you about it.
Thank you much.
Appreciate it.